Do you ever bolt awake at midnight in a cold sweat and wonder what happened to the announced Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover? Do you have sudden realizations that Cyberpunk 2077 and Scalebound are things that exist? Do you even remember that we're getting a new Crackdown, a new Gears of War, and a new Phantom Dust? Here are some of the games that have fallen out of the spotlight but not out of our hearts. Games that are confirmed to be in development but that have been silent for a while. 2 years ago, Nintendo dropped a bombshell during its first video presentation of the year. Atlus and Fire Emblem developer Intelligent Systems were teaming up for a Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover. The game would feature characters from both series, the trailer showing characters from the franchise's first games all the way up to recent ones, including Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Fire Emblem Awakening. Fans' appetites were whet, and that was it. We've heard nothing from either company on the game since, besides small reassurances that yes, it is still in development. Rumors began circulating on 4chan late last year that the game had been canceled due to conflicting viewpoints among the teams. Recently, Atlus told GameSpot that it couldn't comment on the project's status. Here's to hoping this drool-worthy collaboration won't go the way of The Last Guardian. At Gamescom last year, Sony showed cryptic footage of people screaming, then encouraged PlayStation 4 owners to go download something called PT. Less than a day later, one lucky user beat the complicated and seemingly random mini-horror title to discover a trailer. A trailer for a new Silent Hill game. Made by Kojima Productions with input from famed film director Guillermo del Toro and starring Norman Reedus. Think about that for a second. A new Silent Hill game made by Kojima and del Toro starring Daryl from The Walking Dead. It's the perfect confection of visionaries to make a poop-your-pants survival horror game. But since that trailer and its playable teaser, we've heard nothing. Just the endless shrieks of those replaying PT to mine its secrets. Silent Hills, as the game is called, has no release date and no information other than it exists. And when contacted for comment, Konami told us that there's nothing new to share right now. We're not expecting to see this one anytime soon. We all knew more Kingdom Hearts was coming when the 7th sequel didn't wrap up the storyline. Officially announced at E3 2013, Kingdom Hearts 3 will theoretically wrap up the current storyline, although Square Enix says this won't be the last game in the franchise. Technically, we've known about the game since 2010, when then-director Tetsuya Nomura acknowledged that the game was coming in an interview published in a guidebook. The game is coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, making it the first Kingdom Hearts on a Microsoft console. Right after E3 2013, however, Nomura admitted that maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 had been announced too early. Why? Because it's way too early in development. There's no way we'll see it soon, right? Not in 2015 anyway, based on how little we've seen so far. But what we have seen is interesting. Attacks based on Disney theme park attractions, throw in some worlds based on Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars properties, and I'm sold. Last fall, Square Enix announced that Nomura had stepped away from Kingdom Hearts 3 to work full-time on Final Fantasy XV, another mystical unicorn in Square's development bag. With the new director focused on the project, it's looking a little more likely we'll get it sooner than later. If sooner comes after later, that is. And according to co-director Tai Yasue, we'll hear more about Kingdom Hearts 3, including just what's up with those attractions and transforming Keyblades this year. Phantom Dust. Phantom Dust. 10 years later, we're getting a Phantom Dust reboot. According to Microsoft, who announced the game as an Xbox One exclusive at E3 2014, we're getting an update on the classic with new gameplay and graphics. Last fall, Phil Spencer said we'd likely hear more about the game this year, probably at E3. That's literally all we know, but guys, we're getting another Phantom Dust. Phantom Dust. Microsoft's E3 2014 press conference was a blowout of announcements. In addition to Phantom Dust, the company announced a new Crackdown was in development with original director Dave Jones at the head. The new Crackdown is aiming to blend its single